This is fun. Is it? Me trying to figure things out? We can do it though. We just have to try. Okay. So I just posted a video about broadening formations. Anybody have any fun chart requests they want to go over? I hope you can see my charts in my face. See you and chart now. Good. I just can't see my own face, so sorry for whatever it's doing. I like the 3-screen monthly. Oh my gosh. Hold on, we gotta clean this up. Monthly, weekly, daily. All right, let's do me a favor, don't give me a heart attack. If you post one, try not to repost and try not to double post. I'm gonna try and like bang these out real fast. Target is the first one. Okay, so everybody, you have the monthly, the weekly, the daily. So target was a 2 up, 2 down month. It hit its target, which was 240.30. The weekly is a 2 down. You could take the reversal above 246, but you're still kind of fighting time frame continuity. This also did not bounce with the market at all, so it's pretty weak. All right. Tim, I don't know if my is a thing. It's not. Beyond, I should have it drawn already. Beyond is in a giant monthly broadening formation. Also a weekly broadening formation. This chart's very bearish. You had a 2 up last week and it did not go anywhere. So I would take the 2-2 reversal down. So under 109.50, target 1 being, what is that? 104, target 2 being 99, and 100 psychological. So super bearish. mRNA, you have a current inside month. You're at exhaustion risk because you're at all-time highs. You had a 2 up last week. It did not take out magnitude. This is probably going to go 2 down. If you're long, you probably want to get out if you break 416 because your target's going to be 362. I should have my glasses on. I just did Moderna, BA. BA. They tried to take it down on the month. It did not go anywhere. Did it hit its target? No. This is a little thick for me. So it did not take its downside target. So next month, this is a rev strat. So in a week, you'll want to take it long over 223.84. Target 1 is 241. Wells Fargo, I stopped trading that a long time ago. It just bored me. Okay, this is good, bullish. You have a 2 down on the monthly, but it's green, which means the bears did not step up. The bulls took over. Your target is 51.41. MU, ooh. All right, so you had an outside month in, what was last month? August. Currently an inside month. We have big mother bar problems. What do I mean? We are stuck inside this candle. So the past 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks have been stuck completely inside the range of this outside week. I would not touch this until October at the least. and then you might get a 3-1-2 reversal to the upside or a 3-1-2 continuation down. MU, CXM, sprinkler? Maybe you meant CRM, I don't know. Oh, this is trying to go potential outside month, but you're quickly running out of month. So see how it went to the downside, but started failing and coming back green. So the goal, the target of the outside month, which I just went over this in my video, the target is at least 2053. Now, if you don't get an outside month this month, you're going to go long above September's high, which is currently 1978, target 1, target 2, target 3, new all-time high. AMD. So this had a nice broadening formation on the monthly. When we hit new all-time highs, we became at exhaustion risk. We went 2 down on the month, but the bears aren't really doing anything. Oh, you had an outside week. So next week, if you get a 3 and then a 2 up, that's continuation. It's a broadening formation expansion. So you could take that to the long side. Just be careful, make sure it doesn't come back down, because if it goes 2 up and starts failing, you could get 2 back-to-back outside weeks. AMD. DT, I don't know that. Dynatrace, sounds like a bio. Okay, very strong. All-time highs, exhaustion risk. I mean, I'm sure you're already long this, so I would just stay long. There's no reason to get out unless you have a broadening formation on the daily. That could happen. If we break last week's low this week, I would be out of that trade if you're long. Oh, crap. Hold on, sorry, I just lost my spot. S. Nigel, I don't know. I haven't done my chart analysis yet for this week. S is a shooter on the monthly. This looks bearish. You have an inside week this week. If you break it to the downside below 60 psychological, your next target's only 58.50. And then your next target, which is pretty far away, is like 51. But this shooter is what concerns me. So next month, if we open in October and we break below September's low, that's bearish. What am I on? S? VIPs. Hit the bottom of formation. Woo! That looks a lot like CGC on the monthly. It's trying to take out this. Yep, it did. You're right. VIPs. So, gosh, is that a chart you want to be long? What is this thing? VIPs holding, I don't know what it is. But if you're long and you're a swinger, go long above 1642 in October. Man, that's an ugly chart. But a very easy short. I like to play short. I prefer short. Netflix. It did its job. We hit a new all-time high. Ooh, look at where we stopped too. See this monthly? So a high, a higher high, and then it stopped right at the broadening formation resistance. The bottom of the broadening formation is like right here. So a pivot low to a pivot low is how I like to draw them. However, you have a bullish engulfing outside on the week, so this could very easily continue up next week. Your target would be a new all-time high, so 615.60 and then 620 psychological. Tesla. Where is this line from? Tesla is, oh wow, that's going to be a major breakout level. What's that level? 780. That's your inside quarter if I had to guess. Yep. So, oh wow. Okay, so next month starts the fourth quarter. So your trigger, if you're a long-term investor, swinger, you would want to be in this. So the trigger for the quarter is 780, and then your target is a new all-time high for Tesla, which is over 900 psychological. And Tesla was one of those ones on the monthly. So I talk about inside bars being tightening ranges on smaller time frames. So if you go to the monthly, you can kind of see this tightening range. So you see how price went up, down, up, so it's just tightening. And then on this 212 was the entry, and it also broke out, like the trendline traders probably went long when it broke out of there as well. So yeah, Tesla is very strong, still bullish. Palantir. PLTR. This just, it was so volatile back here. So unless people really start bringing the volume in, this is a big wall to climb. This whole big giant green candle. Be careful, because I see a broadening formation here. So you have an inside week right now. If you break the inside week and down, I would be very, very careful that you're at the top of the broadening formation and could, I know everybody wants to be long Palantir, but could potentially come all the way back down, at least test this low and then possibly test that low. So just be careful. Palantir, Twilio. Oh, well, I already had lines on that. You have a chop shop. Stay away from this. It's just ugly. You do have a broadening formation here, sort of, kind of. It's ugly. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen. You have an inside week, so if you're a bull, which most people are, I would take the inside week and up trigger. So long above 352.50, we'll call it. Remove drawings, Twilio. Sorry, I just don't, I tell you guys all the time I'm OCD, so I like can't leave lines on my chart if they are not my tickers. I'm so weird. Riot, Mara. I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a minute. Ooh, Riot is a 2-2 monthly reversal. Let's see. Oh, this one's a bit tricky also because see this big red bar here on the monthly? You've traded inside it for the past 4 months, so this is an inside quarter. So if you go to the 3-month, you probably want to wait for the break, and honestly, this looks really bearish. So be careful if you are long. Mara probably looks the same. Yeah, kind of, sort of. So it's currently an inside quarter. The month is 2 up in red, which is in conflict. Potential, it was a potential outside bar on the monthly until the market bounced. So be careful in October if you break September's low. I need a drink of wine. Docu. I wonder how many more messages are down there. Oof. Docu is at the top of its broadening formation on the monthly. Bearish. High, a new high, and then another new high in August. So it's at exhaustion risk. So if on the weekly you have an inside week, I would definitely take that to the short side. Because the month is red. If the inside week and down goes, then the month, the week, the quarter, everything's red. So you have full time frame continuity to the downside. Can you be more specific than airliners? Just like pick a ticker. We did Palantir. I don't know what MRO is. I'll give you hood. Don't be greedy. Ooh. Okay. It was a great time to be long hood in September. You had a pivot machine gun. Oh no, I'm sorry. On the weekly. You had a pivot machine gun on the weekly. So you had consecutive lower highs. So the entry was long over 42.90. Target 1, target 2, which it hit. Target 3. The problem is for October, you have this giant, ridiculous mother bar and a tiny little baby inside candle. So the monthly trigger, there's almost no way it's going to hit its target. So the trigger is 47.84 as of right now, and the target is 85. That's like, I don't even know, is it 200%? I don't know. It's huge. You're not getting out of that anytime soon, is what Rob would say. ORMP. Ooh, I'm excited to do DraftKings. Wow, the only target left is the all-time high at 31.88. The problem is it's been going straight up on the monthly for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I would want to see a 2 down and then a 2 back up to enter long. Or if you're long and you're long from like a long time ago, I would put my stop here at the low of last week's low, which is 1851. Oh, what am I on? ORMP. I've never heard of that one. DraftKings. Hee hee. Me and my new friend Rich were talking about this one. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. So we were talking about a swing, and now you're going outside month, but you're about to run out of month. So the target is 47.50, we'll call it. And if you know the strat, you knew to be out at 61.24 because you had hit your target on the monthly and these targets right here, and then you had a rev strat. 58 was target 1, 52 was target 2. We almost just took out that target at 50.72. So yeah, this is going outside month unless we run out of month, if that makes sense. Because we care about time. We care about time frames. We sure do. I already did Amazon, Facebook, and Tesla. Oh my goodness. All banks are boring. I agree. Did that, did that, did that. NVAX, we'll look at that. This is just ugly. If it keeps going up and you don't get a reversal against you, the target's a new all-time high at 331.68. You had an outside week, which is a bullish, obviously, good bullish sign. So if you break above last week's high, sorry, target 1, 277, then 297, then 300 psychological, then 331. It might get there, it might not, don't know. Oxy. I used to trade that one. I don't remember why I stopped. There's always a, oh, this is good. What do I see? I see on the monthly. So I always start on the monthly and work my way down, which is why my chart looks the way it looks. You have a high and a higher high. So that's the top of your broadening formation. And then you have a low and a lower low. So this is obviously bullish. You have a 3 and a 2 down and a 2 up reversal. So the target is 33.50. But we're at the end of the month. It hasn't moved very much. So next month you could get a 2-2 continuation and hopefully you can take out the top of that 3. If you get a 2-2 reversal to the downside, I would definitely bounce. But again, you had an outside week, so that's bullish. They're still buying. So target 1, 30.68, and then that 33. So yeah, strong. I agree. I don't remember. Let's just do Uber. Uber is obviously uber bullish. You had a pivot machine gun on the monthly, and then you had an outside bar, which happened all in this week. The target's been hit though, so if you're long, just be careful. I mean, yeah, that's a great big candle on the weekly. That's unusually large, and there wasn't earnings or anything. I don't even know the news or why it did what it did, but you had all these pivots that it just blew through. So shorts covering added to the buying pressure. Chewy had a 2 up, 2 down reversal. It hit its target 1, target 2. The next target is around 64. That's where it's going. I'd like to see what that looks like on the 3-month. Is it an outside bar? Ooh, almost. You guys, see if you train your eyes, you can I know it's easier said than done. See that 64? So it tried to go 2 up on the quarter, but started coming back down, turning red, failing. So the odds of us becoming an outside bar are pretty strong. However, like I said, the quarter ends at the end of this month, so you're running out of quarter, you're running out of month. But still not looking good for Chewy. And I don't know if you guys remember, do you remember all these back-to-back weeks, all these back-to-back outside weeks? There's your broadening formation. So you can always draw broadening formations on 3s and look at where we hit. Ta-da! Cool, I like it. I love broadening formations and outside bars. Same thing, but I did Docu, I did Hood. Peloton, I haven't looked at Peloton in a minute. Oof, that's also going for an outside month. So the target is 81. Not looking good on the monthly. God, what an easy short that was. Inside day. So we blew up, filled the gap, couldn't hit that target, went inside day and down, and then had like 10 consecutive lower highs. That was an easy short. But yeah. Oh no, crap, that's the 3-month chart. I apologize. But still, that's where it's trying to go. 80. I did HUD. I think I did MU. Baba, definitely for more downside. Jermaine and I talked about that on our... Oh, it hit my target. It hit the 148 target that I had on my setup list from the daily rev strat here. Where did I get my 148 target from? I got it from the monthly, this outside bar. So my target was to at least take that out. This thing is just getting pounded into the ground. So the next target is like 130, call it. Yeah, not a time to be long China. There will be a time though, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 lower highs. Apple. I just hate Apple. It's boring. It bores me. The only time it didn't was when it broke out of that that wedge I had drawn that I got a bunch of crap for. Apple went outside. So Apple is the same thing as like what SPY is doing and why I called the Facebook long. It took out all the pivot lows. Apple, if the market continues to rally next week, Apple will be along over 147.50 with the target of 150-ish. Wish, let's do Wish. That's always so fun. Dead. It's dead. Don't buy Wish. I can't help it. The Twitter pumpers just, I wish they wouldn't. No pun intended, kind of like that was just an accident. But yeah, I wish they wouldn't. So Wish is at all-time lows. It's garbage. Stay away from it. You have no idea where the bottom's going to be. You have no previous price history. That makes me laugh. Did it. TSM. Chop shop sideways. Blech. Inside quarter guaranteed. I will tell you, look out below if 107 breaks. So yeah, this is just stuck sideways. So your range is between 126 and 107. This is doing absolutely nothing. I would not trade it. People keep asking about this one, T-Mobile. It went outside month, just like SPY did. It's at all-time high exhaustion risk, and it went outside month. So now we just don't know. It could go 2 up on the week. This is just not a trade I would take. Anything that has gone outside month, I mean, I no longer have a target for it because it did its job. How did I learn to read charts? From Dan at the Chart Guys and then Rob with the Strat. I did not trade Tesla on Friday. I traded Facebook. All right, there is too many. I'm gonna have to be picky. I did HUD. Diego, I don't know if I'm going to be doing live events weekly. Let's do LCID. I like the hype names. I think they're fun to chart and talk about and tell the pumpers that they're so wrong. Well, it it went outside month. Now, let's review this. This is a good one. So we had a pivot low in April. We had a new pivot low in May. We had a new pivot low in September. Do you guys see where September, obviously, like where it hit? So this also, I know I talk a lot about broadening formations, but this also has a lot to do with algo buying and trend line buying. So, but whatever. So this is a great example. I always mark my previous month's high and low, and then I told you guys about the 50% retracement rule today, how I know if something's going to be an outside bar. So 2255 is that level. We're just going to pretend it's there. So this is a great example of forward thinking. So when this month came down, tapped that lower broadening formation line, and then went inside week the next week. So we think to ourselves, because we're forward thinking, so they took it to the downside. So if this week goes inside and up, it's going to turn the month and the week green, and then we have potential to go outside week, which the target would be 25.24, which it did, except it took 2 weeks. But that's a great example of using outside bars to your advantage and thinking ahead and planning ahead. So if this happens, what will that do? If this happens on the weekly, what will that do on the monthly? Will it create an outside month? And once we got above 2250, the odds are very, very good. That's why I made that 50% rule, because the strat, we didn't have a rule really for playing outside bars. We didn't even have the strat combo sheet. I made that last year. Oh, you guys want to see it? Hold on. Let me get my yoga ball. Wait. My little. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but I can't tell if you can see what I'm showing you. But this is what was hand drawn last November, because we did not have anything like this, which is crazy because the strat is so visual. Ooh, I don't know. But anyway, there it is. That's a fun time, fun thing. Shout out to Costume More, who made it into a computery thing. Okay, that was a good lesson there in broadening formations and outside bars. Aider. Everybody's talking about Aider. I haven't looked at it yet. Oh my God, that was a beautiful pivot machine gun on the monthly. What's a pivot machine gun? 5 or more consecutive lower highs. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was the trigger? Whoops. And it took out the previous pivot low on the monthly. So this was your previous pivot low. It made a new low, which means you're at exhaustion risk. So the trigger was long above 961 in September. Target 1 was 1538. That's target 2. But then you can always go to the weekly, but sometimes there isn't more targets. So there is not more targets on the weekly because of that giant outside bar. These wicks are kind of ugly. I don't know if that's going to keep going in October. It already retraced half of its move. If you go inside week and down, you have a pivot machine gun to the downside, so I would no longer be long that. Could you run us through an example of one of your previous day trades you might have done, or any notable trades you'd like to show? I kind of did that in the video. I did do that in the video that I released earlier. Hey, thanks, Jadelle. If you have a hammer or 2 down, 2 up reversal, do you wait for the break and a TTO before entry, just like inside bars, or do you get in right away? So that's where using multiple time frame analysis comes in handy. Trying to think of a good example. I haven't been trading a whole lot this month. As everybody knows, I've been doing this house. Gosh, what's a good example? I don't know. Let's see if I can find something. Okay, here's an example. Okay, so say, Jodelle, I hope you're paying attention. So say you have a 2 up, and yes, this is a 2 up, even though it's red, it broke the high of the previous candle. So it's a directional candle. We don't call them 2 greens or 2 reds. So I kind of want people to like put that out of their mind. It's a 2 up and then a 2 down reversal. So you would want to go short when we broke below 148.70. So then you can like whittle down into the smaller time frames. So that's the weekly. So this is the daily. So then you would want to go to the daily and look for our actionable signals, which is a 212 continuation. So then you could enter short on the inside day, hoping that triggers the inside week. So we're always, you know, if this happens, then what? And we're always trying to lessen our risk. So that's what we do. Well, that's what I do. And that's what good stratters should do. ADSK, I haven't looked at that in probably a year. I do not have a live trading room. I have a 16-year-old daughter who's about to start driving, who's been at home with me for, I was counting, it was like 560 days straight because her dad's dead. So she's been home with me this whole time. I'm trying to sell my house. No, I don't have a live trading room. I'm trying to stay out of the loony bin. ADSK, okay. It's at, last month, it was at all-time highs. And then what did you have? You had a 2 up, 2 down reversal. So the short was at 308 and your target was at 284. I hope somebody took that short. That was incredible. Wow. Okay, cool. But it looks like it's trying to reverse here. So it hit its target, and then that's when we're at exhaustion risk, and then that's when you can look for reversals back long. So it tried to do it last week above 292, but that's kind of a big mother bar. I don't know, you might need an inside week or something, a little break, and then continuation. Because I don't play 2-2 continuations. Oh, sorry, I read something. Yeah, Rick Z Carroll, he has a bunch of these TradingView indicators that he has made, and I have put them in every single video description of every video that I've ever made. It took a little bit of time, but I did that for you guys, so you can go and look in there. UPST, that's my friend Jonah's jam. It's bullish. Oh, where is this thing gonna go? It's past its measured move already, I think. What tool do I want? That one maybe, and then I can maybe clone it. This is probably where fibs come into handy, because I would have put the measured move up at like 310 and it hit almost 350. Let's, for fun, guys, don't make fun of me. I don't do fibs. Hold on. So fib people probably think it's going to 400, which, who am I to argue? I don't really have anything else to tell you where it's going, so. But I don't trade on fibs. Stratters don't trade on fibs. End of liars. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what you're saying. Tag me on Twitter. AFRM was not a weird one, Jack Han. AFRM, I tweeted about. I called it, said it was gonna explode. It did. It hit its target. It gave me a girl boner. You guys don't know me like this. I talk too much. All right. That was AFRM. So we had an outside, hold on, let me clean this up a little bit. My crazy doesn't like it. We had an outside bar on the weekly. We had an inside bar on the weekly. So the trigger was above 121. Oh, I forgot. Jodell, here's a good example of a 2 down, 2 up reversal. Except this one was tricky because it triggered and then it like fell back down and came red. So if you want to like go to the hourly, I'll show you. Okay, so the trigger on the 2 down, 2 up reversal day was above 111.14. So it did that here on the first hour candle of the day. So my market opens at 8:30. And then it went, and then the next candle they were selling. So you could try to re-enter on this inside hourly. So what that means is your entry would be above 108 and your stop would be at 107. So that's only like $1.25 of risk to hopefully re-trigger this 2 up day. So again, I hope that helps. Whenever we want a time frame to trigger, we whittle down to the smaller time frames, find a strat setup, whether it's a 2-1-2, so an inside bar break, whether it's a 2 down, 2 up reversal, which basically is a bull flag in technical analysis, but that keeps our risk much smaller and safer, and you just have more control, except for after hours. Okay, all right. Okay, Snap. I thank you, Jenny, for a $10 donation. I think that I have to pick a charity, actually. I'm not sure if I get these donations. I'll have to look into it. This is only my second live stream, so I'm not too sure. Jonathan, yes, you can. Let's do Nike because my friend Jake, not from Allstate, but from TrendSpider, was talking about it. Oh, this was so easy. If you know the strat, it's so easy. Oh, okay. Gosh, I just want you guys to learn this, honestly. You have a 2 up in red at the all-time highs, so we're at exhaustion risk, okay? So you want to be short below 164.10, and that's your target, 153. All right, so let's go to the weekly. What could you have done? So the weekly levels are still on the chart from the monthly. You had your entries right here. So go down to the smaller time frame. You have a 2-1-2. So your entry is short below here, below 165, hoping that you trigger the 164 2 down on the month. And then it's just perfection. You never have a reason to cover because it's just lower high, lower high, lower high, still good, still good, still good, target hit, I would get out. Because to anticipate that in 1 month you're going to take out 1, 2, 3 months of candles is ridiculous. It could happen. Is it probable? No. So the next target for Nike is down here at 126. I know Jake had like a cute little tugboat thing drawn. He's so sweet. I love the chart guy, or the TRENDSPIDER guys. I don't know if I'll be saving this live. I don't know if I'm recording it. I did not check out NVIDIA. I will check out NVIDIA, and then that's it for charts. My voice is dying. So on the monthly, you have, it's currently still inside on the month, and it's gonna stay inside on the month. So next month, so right now you're at all-time highs, you're at exhaustion risk. So next month, if you break below 206, I would be short. That would just be like another Nike on the monthly, right? So all-time highs, and then you get a strat reversal. So something just like this. Shoot, what chart was I just on? Damn it. NVIDIA, duh. All-time highs. But, I mean, damn, NVIDIA's been super strong. We haven't made a lower low on the weekly since March. What are you doing, Rocco? Are you going all night? And what that means is don't forget the simplicity of an uptrend. So if you're along this, which most people probably are, who are swing traders and investors, you've had no reason to get out. You have, you know, just a blow up, a pullback, a blow up, a pullback, a blow up, a pullback. So this is still like very, very strong, obviously. I have no idea how you tip on here. Oh, so on my screen, in like the little box where you would chat or type a question, there's a little $sign below it, and it says, show your support for Sara Strat Sniper. I assume that's how you do it, but I don't know. Hey, Dell. Good morning. I don't know. I think it's morning where you are. Oh my God, I would die if the market opened at 5:30 a.m. I'd have to move to another country. I'll do Dash. Dash was real easy also. I told you guys in June to buy Dash, but that's okay. Some of you might not have followed me back then. I don't know. Why did I say to be long Dash in June? Because we had consecutive lower highs. Then we had a rev strat, which is a 1, a 2 down. We were also at the all-time low exhaustion risk. So we hit a new low in May compared to the March low. And then we had a green hammer. So just doing the analysis how I always start it. So you would be long on the monthly above 155.50, target 1, target 2, target 3. Do you guys see where it stopped? 226, so 226.47 was the target. and we hit 227.40, $1. So we hit the target by $1. Now this either needs to keep going, and if it does, the target is a new all-time high at 256. However, we've been straight up for, what's this, 1, 2, 3, 4 months now. You have an inside week though. If it goes inside week and up, it could blast. Volume was pretty good 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Oh, it's 12 p.m. where you are? Oh, it's only an hour later than me. Okay. All right. I think I am going to get off. But thank you guys for hanging out, for bearing with me while I figured out the YouTube live, because only have done it twice. This is time number 2. So I think I got it all figured out though now. Should be pretty easy. The next thing I want to figure out is how to have a friend on. Like if I want to have Jermaine on, or Jake, or maybe Jonah will come on. I don't know. There's so many great people that I would love to chat with that I've never chat with, like Ben from Pattern Profits. I just have so many people that I admire and would love to like talk to. I don't know. Sex jokes. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you on the Twitter. Bye.